Hi, you guys. So we're going to try this again. I just kind of recorded a whole lesson and it didn't work. So we're going to try this a second time. I'm hoping we can do our study sync lessons like this from now on. When I asked you guys on Google Classroom kind of what worked, what didn't work, you guys said that the study sync was pretty tough to do without me there to kind of help you through it and without each other there to collaborate with. So I'm hoping that doing it this way, we can kind of walk through it a little bit at a time. For the whole week this week, we are going to work on the first read only, okay? So we are going to be doing just the introduction and the vocabulary. We'll see how this goes. I have to kind of turn off the lights at some point. I have to sit over by the computer, so I'll be in and out of view. I don't know exactly how it will pick up the screen, the camera. So we might make adjustments in the future, but we're going to try it this way first time through, see how it goes, and I'll get you guys' feedback, especially in Monday when we have the class, and you guys can let me know kind of how it turned out. All right. So again, we're going to listen to the story. What I'm going to do is go over the introduction with you. I'm going to have you pause this video and then listen to the audio version on Study Sync, and then come back and play the rest of this video, and we'll walk through the vocabulary together. Okay, so first though, I am going to play the introduction, kind of see how you can see it and how you can hear it, because it's playing through the speakers and being picked up on the microphone, so it might be a little muffled. We're just going to play with it first time through and see how it goes. Okay, so let me pull up the introduction. Here we have Louisa May Alcott, 1832 to 1888. She's one of America's most beloved and popular authors. Originally published in 2 volumes, Little Women follows the lives of the 4 March sisters, Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy, as they grow up lacking money but not love in Civil War era New England. So this is taking place in the Civil War, same time period as our RSGs. So it's going to be nice that we can kind of reference that in both of our lessons. In this excerpt, the girls prepare to surprise their mother at Christmas and in the process learn something about the spirit of giving. So I'm going to play the introduction. We'll see how that turns out.
A small town in Massachusetts, mid-19th century. The American girl, unique and varied as Alcott's 4 March sisters, well-mannered Meg, tempestuous Jo, sensitive Beth, and the beautiful but vain Amy. Growing up in a democratized household, a precursor to modern feminism, the March girls became models for ambitious women. What was considered a girls' novel became an important contribution not only to literature, but to advancing an appreciation of the role of women in American culture. Read Louisa May Alcott's Little Women.
All right, you guys. So go ahead and go to the read portion, and I want you to pause this video, go ahead and listen to it one time through on Study Sync, and then go ahead and attempt to do the vocabulary, the words in bold, see if you can come up with some definitions. Also annotate anything that you think is important, but we're not going to talk about the annotations today. I do want you to go through though and do the bold vocabulary after you listen to it, and then you come back to the video and we'll review the words. Okay, so go ahead and pause this video and then you can do that now. Okay, you guys, so in order for you to see the screen, I am going to keep the lights off, so it might be hard to see me, but let's go through and we're gonna kind of see if we came up with pretty good predictions for our vocabulary words. So again, we're looking at the sentence to see if we can come up with what the word means. So we have, the clock struck 6, and having swept up the hearth, Beth put a pair of slippers down to warm. So hearth is our first word. Now we can see here that Beth came in the house and put her slippers down to warm them. Now obviously there's not heaters during this time because of Civil War. So what might she put her shoes down next to her slippers to warm them up in the house. Hopefully you guys were thinking of a fireplace, and so hearth is going to be the floor of the fireplace or an area in front of the fireplace. So when we click on the word, I've already put the note in because, again, this is my second recording. The first one got lost somehow. So we have the floor of a fireplace, okay? So you can go ahead and change that if you didn't get the meaning, but if you were close to the meaning, if it's similar, you can leave it, okay? All right, so that's hearth. Let's continue down now, and we have victuals. So it says, goodness only knows, some poor creature came a-begging, and your ma went straight off to see what was needed. There never was such a woman for giving away victuals and drink, clothes and faring, replied Hannah. So the mother went and she gave away some clothes and fur, and she also gave away victuals and drink. So obviously victuals and drink go together. So if drink is obviously something you drink, victuals is something you eat. Yeah. So hopefully you had something around eating or food. So the definition we came up with was food prepared to be eaten. Okay. Food prepared to be eaten is victuals. So again, you can go ahead and adjust that if you need to. But if you had something like food, go ahead and leave it. Okay. So next we have abashed. So it says, Amy came in hastily and looked rather abashed when she saw her sisters all waiting for her. So if the sisters were all waiting for her, everyone's waiting for her, and Amy was late, what might she be looking like if she came in looking abashed? What might that look like? Hopefully you guys came up with something like embarrassed or ashamed. That's kind of what we're looking for here. So feel embarrassed or feel ashamed. You can have either of those. Okay. Excellent. All right, so going down just a little bit, we have stately. So here we have, as she spoke, Amy showed the handsome flask, which replaced the cheap one. So we have a nice flask, something you put a drink in. That looked better than the cheap one, and looked so earnest and humble in her little effort to forget herself that Meg hugged her on the spot, and Joe pronounced her a trump, while Beth ran to the window and picked her finest rose to ornate the stately bottle. So she was going to put a rose on this nice bottle, this handsome flask. So if it was nice and it looked really nice, it looked stately, what might stately mean? Hopefully you came up with something like having a dignified or a grand manner, majestic in appearance, looking elegant. So that's kind of what I threw in here. The bottle that we're talking about, it looks elegant. It looks really nice and rich and fancy, okay? So it looks elegant is kind of what we're looking for here for stately. All right, continuing on towards the bottom, we have the word gruel, gruel. So it says, Hannah, who had carried wood, made a fire, and stopped, so right here, stopped up the broken panes with old hats and her own cloak. Miss March gave the woman tea and gruel and comforted her with promises of help while she dressed the little baby as tenderly as if it had been her own. So tea and gruel. So tea is something you drink. So gruel is going to be, again, yes, some kind of food. So what we're looking for here, you guys, is gruel is a liquid food of oatmeal boiled in milk or water, like a very thin porridge, okay? So you might have put soup or liquid food or porridge. It's kind of what we're looking for here. So again, liquid food of oatmeal boiled in milk or water. It's going to be kind of runny, not a lot of consistency to it. Something a lot of poor people would eat, okay? Excellent, you guys. All right, so hopefully you listened to the story, did some annotations. Those are vocabulary words. I hope you were able to figure out what some of those words meant. We will talk more about these words when we do the other portions of the questions. So let me get the lights here. Excellent, you guys. So that's our first read of Little Sisters. Remember, this family, it's during the Civil War. They don't have a lot. Their father's off fighting. But again, we're looking at, even though people don't have a lot, when they discover they have more than other people, they share what they have. So we're looking at giving, sharing, doing what you can for others when you see that others don't have as much as you have. That's kind of what we're looking at for this first read of the story. All right. So I hope you guys did a great job. Listen to it again if you need to kind of re-listen to it to kind of look at those aspects of the story of giving and giving more than you have, being appreciative of what you have, and giving to those in need. All right, you guys. All right. Happy Monday. I hope you guys are having a great start to your day. I know, again, this is a new format. Hopefully you've done the RSG. We have a study sync. We'll see how this goes for the rest of the week, and hopefully this is a little easier to do than how we've been doing it. So let me know what you think in the comments. Could you hear me okay? I know the lights are changing. I'm changing on the computer. We'll make adjustments, but hopefully this went a little bit better than it has been the last couple weeks. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your day on Monday. Continue to read, continue to write in your journals, and keep up the hard work. Stay safe, you guys, and have a great rest of your day. All right, see you.